Oh, hey everybody. I'm out for an overnight camping trip. Well, just me and the dog. Man, he was so thrilled when we started driving down this old logging road. He remembers, which is kind of cool. They're going to be a simple setup. Definitely hammocking tonight, so I'll be hanging here under my tarp. I think I got to adjust it further over this way and move the fire pit, because that bugger is going to be right where I'm going to want to get in and out. I thought about opening up the other side, but today and tomorrow, not going to really have the view. It's we got here, it was raining, so I've got the awning off the Jeep, a chair, table, and I just got done setting up the tarp. I love the quick deploy ridgeline. This setup here, you don't know about it, look it up. There's no knots. Sets up real quick, real easy. So made it nice to set up the tarp. Normally I'll bring my extension poles, but luckily I just found this little fire poker stick here. Holds the tarp up on the one side so I can go in and out. Beautiful spot. I've been here many times. The river is quite a bit low, and this embankment has been chewed back probably from about here across. I don't know if it's people digging or what, but the fire pit used to be right there. You can see the dark dirt. So I don't know. A little bit of garbage down there. Outside of that, the site's pretty clean. I don't have to do a whole lot to it. Normally I pull the Jeep forward and park, but I was gonna put the awning out, so I was like, all right, we'll just leave her in an angle so I can sit there in my chair and look at the river. It's beautiful out here. I'm probably not gonna worry about a fire. It's kind of warm. Like it's 60 or so, which is plenty warm enough. Tomorrow's supposed to be in the 70s, so yeah, not too worried about having a fire. That and the fire pit's in the wrong spot. But I'll just kick all this out here out of the way, so the guy that puts this fire pit here can just put it back together when he's done. We used to move it over to here and set the fire pit up here so you could sit behind it and look at the river. But there's another guy that comes to this spot, and he always sets his big old tent right here facing the river. So he always moves the fire pit over here and sets his chairs up over there, which is fine. I've met him a couple times out here. Whoever comes first, you know, and if he shows up, usually he shows up on Thursday, which is today. If he shows up, he'll come up and talk to me for a little bit, and I do the same when he beats me to the spot. Yeah, I got a pretty good access get down to the river here. Not too bad, at least. The dog, he loves it. Oh, a little deep, buddy. You can see it's a lot of milkiness to it, so it's hard to see very deep, which is normal for this river. I don't think I've ever seen it running completely clear but one or two times, and it's usually this time of year. But last few days we've had pretty good rainstorm come through, and obviously all that silt is making it milky. So far we haven't seen any critters. I haven't even heard a bird since I've been here. I got here a while ago. But he's just having fun. He doesn't like to get into deep water, but boy, that stuff he can just walk through. He loves it. It's a good thing I didn't bring the tent. You'd be sleeping outside anyway, buddy. Yeah, not a bad setup just for an overnighter. Hopefully the sun comes out through the clouds. It's trying. And I can get out and walk around without getting soaked. Well, my feet will get soaked either way, or at least my shoes. They're waterproof, but yeah, it's nice, beautiful. I saw 3 cars on the drive up here. I'm about 12 miles off of Highway 12. towards White Pass out of Randall, so it's not uncommon to see people, but I saw a couple of guys out in hunting garb, probably just looking around and finding their spots because it's not quite hunting season yet. But nobody comes out here anyway, even though this is where deer, the elk, they all roam right through here. Though I don't see any tracks on the ground, but they probably know that this is a, you know, there's usually people here camping. And you'll find people here camping year-round for the most part. This is my second trip this summer out here. I came once with a couple of my kids and we camped for a couple days out here. It was fun. And still plenty of firewood. Lots of dead standing alder, which burns really fast, but it does burn good. Like I said, I'm just probably not going to worry about a fire. Just going to sit back, enjoy the river. Let the dog run around. He doesn't get too many times where he's off the rope. Because we stay in a lot of campgrounds and he's got to be tied up because our fence that we have for the little dogs, he just jumps right over that, no problem. But this will be my last outing before we start heading south, which we'll start heading south on October 8th. And I should have a couple of good videos of that. At least a couple places we're planning on stopping along the way are going to be pretty cool. But yeah, just thought to give you a quick look around and I'll show you my hammock setup once I get to that point. Alright, well I got the hammock set up. I gotta make some adjustments still. Move that fire pit and put the rocks over there and just scrape the stuff off to the side. I'll probably throw it somewhere else later. But I'm trying out a new hammock. Sorry about that. My underquilt isn't even under it yet. But I got a one wind hammock, 11 foot with obviously a integrated bug net, which you can zip off almost all the way, which is kind of nice. Over here you can see the zippers go to this end and that's it, and then I can just stuff it in the stuff sack here, which is nice. Straps are nice. Not much you can really say about straps. They work. I might have to pack this down a little better. Hopefully I don't cream in it with my shoes, but you can see here it's got a little flap that you can tie off on each end, I believe. I haven't done that yet, but I probably will. Got my thermometer hanging here and got my glasses. It looks like it's 60. It's hard to say. Kind of small print, but this thing's super light, works good. And outside of that, yeah, my camp's set up. I got my sleeping bag in there, my pillow in there, and not much else to do except maybe make some lunch, which I brought lunch, a dinner, and a breakfast, and some snacks. So my lunch is probably just going to be this hot and spicy molten chili chicken Nissan, which is good. Chicken fried rice for dinner. Breakfast skillet for breakfast if I eat that. Beef jerky for me and the dog. Butterfingers, a couple of those. And some Great Value crunchy peanut butter energy bars. One thing I will say about these, they're not crunchy. They're very soft and tender, which is kind of weird. But yeah, that's all the food I brought. And of course I got plenty of water. I did bring 2 bottles of fresh water, but also have the whole river here and my filter system with me, so I don't have to worry about that. And the dog, he just goes to the river to drink, so I don't have to worry about him. Oh, getting a little muggy out. The more I move, the more I sweat. So I took my flannel off. I did bring my puffy vest just in case it gets a little chilly at some point, but I doubt it. Oh, we did hear a couple birds fly by earlier, which is kind of cool. And now it's just time to kick back and relax. Yeah, I gotta definitely fix my quilt so it's under the hammock. Probably don't even need it tonight. I think it's supposed to get down in the mid 50s, so don't need much at that temperature. It is a 40-degree underquilt, and I got my 15-degree sleeping bag in there. And yeah, last few nights I haven't even been sleeping in the sleeping bag because, like I said, it's been in the 50s. I can survive with that temperature without too much effort. But it did get cold. I also have my wool blanket that I always keep in the Jeep, part of my safety equipment. Always keep a wool blanket and a spare tarp in the Jeep, which is nice. It's handy. But yeah, still too wet to go hiking through the bushes. Oh well. I'll enjoy sitting here just as much. The dog wants to run, but he knows he can. He just can't go far. Well, I just thought I'd update, and I'll probably do another update later in the day. And yeah, so far so good. Definitely enjoying it. It rains off and on, as you can see. We got a little bit of water up there, not bad. But then the sun tries to come through and it gets warm quick because it's, you know, kind of poking through up there. I have no idea what time it is. I don't have my phone out. I actually turned it off and don't really care. It starts getting dark. Well, dinner time or bedtime at that point. But we'll see. Beautiful river. Yeah, I'll make some lunch here. Seasoning, vegetable pack, and some chili sauce. I'm using the Artist 3000T stove. You know, Totes Titanium 750 mug. Works good. I didn't bring much more because all I'm doing is boiling water, so I don't need a whole lot. Usually I'll bring something else and bring my bigger pot, but not this time. Simple and easy. You gotta love this. Left a little bit of the juice and some noodles. Mix it with his dog food. He's used to it. He eats about everything I eat, so he knows what spicy is. And this one isn't too bad. It's a Thai chili. The hottest they make, but it's not that bad. If you don't like spices, don't do it. But if you do, it's not a bad bowl. Oh, definitely enjoying this view. I'm just sitting here in my chair. Well, been listening to the radio. I actually get a radio station up here. Don't get cell service, but I get a radio station. Kind of hoping it'll clear up a little better. Maybe I'll bust the drone out and take it for a run out here. Some pretty cool spots to see up here. But we'll see what happens. Right now, dog's gonna clean that bowl so there's not a speck left in it. He does love his spices. Wow. Yeah, the water's about 4 feet lower than it was last time I was down here. It's pretty crazy. And the alder's getting pretty tall. Especially that one. That's a lot of growth for, that's not alder, but a lot of growth for just one season. When I came out here in the spring, most of these were little tiny plants. It was pretty clear out here. Not anymore, that's for sure. But eventually the river will change course and wipe all this out again. Just what it does. Oh, beautiful day out. At least right now it's not raining, so that's a bonus. Figured we get out and walk around a little bit. There's Doesn't look like anybody's been out here doing anything. Been many times I've come out here and seen fires. A nice little hunk of quartz right there on that rock. Not really big enough for me to chisel off and use, but there's one bummer about out here. There's not much for finding rocks. Everywhere, once in a while you can find some green rocks and they're pretty cool, but that's about it. And it looks like the lupins are all done, seeded out. Cool. Always lots of lupin out here. Oh yeah. Beautiful. Elk poop. Kind of old, but I just had the elk run through here. Yeah, I don't see any fire pits. Last time when we were here in the spring, we found like 6 or 7 fire pits out here. Not too surprising, but this is a great area. Yeah, here's one of those green rocks. Pretty cool. Little speckles of quartz in it. If I find one the right size, I might keep it. Yeah, usually you can't walk past this point. You can see where the water is normally at here. Yeah, we can get out here a pretty good distance. Doesn't look like the log jam here has changed much. All the stuff that makes it around this corner always gets slammed into that pile. You having fun, buddy? I can kind of see some of the hill behind us. Not too bad. I've got some really beautiful sunset shots when the sun sets right out the valley here. It's pretty cool. I've tried to get sunrise shots as the sun comes up over here, but haven't had very good luck with those. Usually it's pretty foggy in the mornings, so it's quite a bit of time before I actually get to the sun. That's an interesting rock. Don't normally see this kind of rock around here. It's like a banded, yeah, I don't know. I mean, these all come down from the volcanoes, so no telling what you get. You get the volcanic rock, lots of this around here. Mostly just the grays. Lots of different gray colors. We'll go over here where there's smaller rocks and look around. Well, there's a pretty good red one. Yeah, it's too bad it's so murky. The fishing might be halfway decent if it wasn't. I've not had the best of luck fishing out here. I've caught some, but well, somebody's been here. Those are rocks have been placed there. That one's pretty cool. Well, that one's cool, little bands on it. Interesting. Kind of soft rocks, so the banded ones would fall apart because it's like a sandstone material. They don't hold up through the tumbling process very well. Yeah, not a bad little area for looking. Just up here where they're clean. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna get far that direction. It's too bad there's no roads. It'd be fun to camp over here on this other side. No real good crossing places. I mean, it's shallow enough, but it's pretty darn swift. And I'd hate to dump with my pack on trying to cross this thing. Yeah, actually a little bit of sand here. That's cool. Kind of dark black sand, but sand. All right, well, I gotta walk all the way back around because I'm not gonna get soaked crawling through this stuff. And it looks like it dead ends right here. All right, it's time to make my chicken fried rice. Calls for 55 milliliters of water. My cup, I think I got 370 in there, which will be just fine. One thing I will say, make sure you remove this. It's not a seasoning packet. It says on it, do not eat. So I recommend do not eat. But boy, that looks pretty good in there. I mean, I'm not sure what everything is, but that looks like a hunk of chicken. There's peas, carrots. I can see some peppers. I saw a mushroom in there. And definitely rice. So yeah, time to boil water and make this. Will say I do love this DRS 3000. It burns really good. I don't even think I got it cranked up. Let's see. That's cranked up. I don't want it too far up because it starts to burn the handles. So if you're using one of these titanium tubs, do not just grab the handles on them. They'll burn you. Doesn't have a self-igniter, so I always bring a mini Bic lighter. And that's all it ever does. Is it just goes with this stove so I can light it. It'll boil this in a minute or two. It really doesn't take long. But I am kind of bumming because I didn't bring my cooking koozie that I usually put these inside of the insulated bag so they cook and stay really hot. But it's warm enough out tonight, I don't think I'll have to worry about it. I'll probably have to switch out my fork for my spoon for eating it, but we'll see. Matter of fact, I'll probably grab the spoon just to mix it up. Which is somewhere in here. Oh, there it is. Buried in the corner. Got my spoon. I almost always carry the titanium spoon. The titanium fork isn't as light as you would think. It's super thick, super durable. It's great. I mean, if it was cheaper, I could see you replacing all my cutlery in the motorhome with it. But yeah, those two pieces always go with me. Never know. I'm not fishing today, so I don't really need it. But it was nice to eat my noodles with. A lot easier to eat noodles with a fork than it is a spoon. Oh, beautiful out here still. We're enjoying it. Dog is filthy. Keeps running down and playing in the river, then come up here playing in the dirt, and then been trying to lay on the old fire pit, which just makes him nice and black. Poor thing. Yeah, I'm just gonna finish boiling up my water here, which won't be a whole lot longer. We're already steaming. So I'd say another minute. Then I'm not sure what this says. Let's see. Stir carefully, reseal package, wait 5 minutes, open package, stir, reseal. Let stand additional 4 minutes. So I'll pour the water in there, mix her up really good, wait about 15 minutes. Sometimes those freeze-dried meals, some of the meat takes a while. I know the, what was it, biscuits and gravy. Some reason they didn't get the sausage right. Every time you eat one of those, the sausage is chewy, and yeah, just no matter how long you let it soak, or even if you overwater it, it's still chewy. I do have a breakfast skillet if I decide to have breakfast in the morning. This isn't as bad, but same problem with the sausage. So far, been a great day. Been nice to sit out here and relax and just enjoy the river. Yes, much fun. All right, well, my water is definitely boiled. That didn't take long. Oops. Always keep a bandana in my pocket, and boy, it's handy for this, because you don't want to touch those titanium handles. And we're gonna pour it all in. Good. That'll go back in my pocket. Grab my spoon. Really doesn't take a whole lot to make sure it's mixed up. They actually shape the bottom of the bags really well for that. All right. All right, well, I'm not going to be able to seal it up one-handed, so I'll be back. All right, it's been a few minutes. It says to open it and stir it again. Well, that is flaming hot. Stir it again. No sense in opening the dang thing, you mush it up. Doesn't make sense to open it back up unless they want it to dehydrate some more, lose the water. Yeah, skies never did clear up much today, which is okay. I know last spring when I was here, there was snow up on those hills still, but that's all gone. Now, obviously, with as low as the water is. This log is new this year. It wasn't here last year. Neither was the one above it. I'm sure next year when I come out, these logs will be gone, and the ones across the river will be gone, or not gone, but further downstream. This river, when she rages pretty high. And you can see the carve out under that stump there. That's how high the river gets. A good 10-12 feet above the water table. I've been out here when it's been that high, and that whole gravel bar is underwater. It's pretty impressive. It'll take some work to get this big old fir tree out of here though, but I'm sure the river will do it. All right, there's been plenty of time. Doesn't look too bad. Well, let's try a piece of the chicken. No, definitely rehydrated, no problem. Decent amount of flavor. Well, now I'm going to suck it down. Well, that wasn't bad. Chicken fried rice, my Mountain House. I'd give it a 5.5 out of 10. Could have used more ginger for one, and a little salt and pepper. I mean, it just didn't have really much spice to it, which is too bad. Dog's enjoying the leftovers. I always let him have a little bit. He'll eat it all. He's probably complaining there's no hot sauce, but I didn't bring any hot sauce, so there would be. Of course, now the sun decides to shine, but not on us. Adds a beautiful color to the area, though, I'll tell you that. Just peeking through, and as you can see, it's not peeking through far enough to get up on the hills or anything, but adding a nice color tonight. Almost bedtime. Of course, for me, as soon as it's dark, it's bedtime, but the dog's going for his drink. Yeah, I'm glad I didn't bring the tent. I wouldn't let him in. Constantly getting himself wet. Beautiful though. Absolutely beautiful. Well, that sun going down, but it's shedding some really nice light over on that hill. I wish the camera could pick it up as well as I can see it. Yeah. About the best I'm gonna get. I meant to bring my good camera, but yeah, I forgot it back at the house, or the motorhome. So that would have been a great picture if I zoomed in a little bit. So yeah, all I got's what a GoPro will give me, which isn't much. But I think I'm gonna call it a night on the filming. Just about bedtime. I hope this is coming out because it's absolutely beautiful for my eyes. What a great view. Oh, good morning. Beautiful morning. Cloudy, but not cold, so it's been nice. Just finished folding up all the camp. Picked up what little garbage I could find that was laying here and taking it with me. Oh. Yeah. Well, it was a fun overnighter. Now it's time to head back to camp. Hope everybody enjoyed this video, and thanks for watching.